Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Shanna. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me or not, but I want all the things, but I don't really need all the things. Now, recently I saw a new release with a Snowman Shaker gift card, and I'm going to use this Pink and Main Snowman Friends and the Warm Winter Wishes Snowflake, and I'm going to take my Perfect Touch arched dies here, and I'm going to take another die from the Pink and Main, that little one that's laying underneath the blue panel there. And we're going to bring in some elements and we are going to recreate that Snowman Shaker gift card die combination that you've been seeing on recent videos. I saw Nina Marie do it. I saw Tina Smith. I'm taking my inspiration from Tina Smith's card she did in blue. And this is a gift card set from Spellbinders. I'll link all the materials. I'm going to take the trees out of the country barn, the country Christmas barn, and we're going to use those. And I've got this blue snow pattern paper from Pink and Main. That's the cozy winter paper pack. And we're going to do a whole bunch of die cutting, and I'm going to speed it way up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the frame for my shaker out of those two arch dies. I'm going to take the gift card holder from Spellbinders and that pink die from Pink and Main to create the bottom of my shaker card. And I've got this piece here, and this is going to be part of our gift card, and we're going to die cut it out. I'm going to get my snowman die cut out, my snowflakes, and we're going to get all of our bits and pieces. I'm bringing in a couple of snowflakes. I'm going to die cut it out. I'm going to get some trim for our pocket of our gift card and die cut it out. And I'm using a couple of different colors of Spellbinders cardstock and then just some white. I think I'll bring in a piece of orange cardstock as well for the nose. But we're going to get all of our bits and pieces die cut out. And then we're going to come back in and we're going to assemble a card that's going to resemble, similarly to what the product is that they're working with. So I really have a lot of fun. A lot of times I love to watch other people's channels for inspiration and to see what they've got. But I especially like when I see a new product set come out and I know that I have the materials in my stash that I can create something very similar to what they're offering and not have to buy. So that's where we are today. Now I've slowed it way down. I've got all of my bits and pieces here, and we are going to assemble our card. And instead of die cutting out all those teeny tiny little circles for our snowman, I'm going to use some blue Spellbinders gems if I can get a hold of them and get them laid down on here. I was trying them with my tweezers and I tried with my wax tool, and eventually I just grabbed my craft knife because it's got a flat edge on there and I can pick them up and lay them down. So that's what I'm going to do here is just grab my little knife and just lay the flat edge so I can pick them up. And I'm just going to use these for the eyes, the buttons, and the berries on this snowman. And we'll add some to the snowflakes as well. But instead of die cutting out those little tiny pieces and then trying to keep track of them and get them glued down, we're just going to use these gems. And if I can get my glue to run, we're going to put a little dot of glue on there. And I've got a little orange nose that I took a very small piece of cardstock scrap and just die cut out that carrot for the nose. And now I'm going to add 3 more of those gems for the buttons on the snowman. And he's going to come together pretty quickly. And I die cut out 3 of those trees from that Country Christmas set. And we're going to use those on the card as well. So he's got a little, kind of a, I don't know, as a top hat or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to get it laid down on our snowman. And I've just chosen to use the 2 different colors of blue. I'm just going to keep it the blue color scheme. And we'll get it laid down on his head. And for my holly leaves, I'm just using white because I'm just keeping my color scheme really to just 3 colors, blue, white, I guess an orange for the nose, but we're going to use some more of those gems and just create the 3 cluster of berries like you would see on holly. And like I said, I very much took my inspiration from this on Tina Smith's card. But I did see, I don't know how many of those videos I saw floating. Several, all of the big names, they all work with the same product on the same day practically, and you get to see all of them. But anyway, I just knew because I recently had got this product from Pink and Maine, and I've got a video coming up where I'm going to work with several of the Snowman friends, but I thought I can take this snowman and add some bits and pieces to it and kind of create a similar, project. Anyway, I'd be interested to see what the price of that 2-piece set is that they're showing, and then kind of compare it to what this snowman die is. And then the other things I basically had in my stash. And I have really mixed it up with companies because we've got Pink and Maine for the snowman, the snowflakes, and we have got Spellbinders for the arch and the trees, and we've got the Pink and Maine paper, and then we've got Cat Scrappiness shaker beads. And I am going to do a little ink blending on my trees and the base of my little shaker, I guess the base of my little globe, my shaker globe. I'm going to ink it up too. So I've got some, I don't know, Charted Mariner, and I'm just going to kind of ink my trees up and then the base of my snow globe. And just add a little shading, just make it a little bit more interesting. I actually take it to my snowman, and I very lightly just kind of shade the bottom and one side of him, just to add a little bit of dimension. Now, you can use your grays or whatever for your shadow, or you can certainly use blue on white for snow. I think it works out very well. Now, this was just a die. It actually is from the, I think it's like a Christmas flower cart or something like that that Pink and Maine has available. And it had just this strip that had tabs on it. And I thought that'll fit perfectly across there, and I can tuck those tabs in and just create a base of a snow globe with it. So I basically just kind of dug through my stash and saw what things I thought would work. And I think it works pretty well. So I took a minute, cleaned the ink off my desk, and now we're going to get our gift card pocket put together. And so we'll just glue it up. Now I will link, a lot of these products in the description box below, so that if you're interested in anything that you've seen, you can check it out. But really the premise behind this video is, sometimes we just need to take some inspiration from some things that we see, some new products that we see, and shop our stash and try to recreate it instead of buying just everything that we see and, kind of, I guess, just cluttering up our craft room with a bunch of stuff that we might not use very often. Instead, choosing to use things that we have and looking at them in a different way and just creating unique and different projects with them. And so that's basically, I guess, the premise behind this video is see something you like and then dig through your stuff and see if you can't create it. And that's basically what I'm doing here. Now, I think their globe was more, it almost looked more oval in nature at the top, but I mean, I thought, because it kind of curved at the bottom like it was almost like an oval die, but I thought this particular arch frame would work for a snow globe, and so that's why I chose to use it. Now for this, I'm just going to bring in these really thin foam strips and just create my little shaker well, so that my shaker beads can stay in there. And I'll have to bring my panel to this because I'm using those dots, and those dots will run all, if you try to lay them out on your, like the back of your shaker panel, they're just going to roll off and fall on the floor. So I'll have to lay them inside this little well that I'm creating with my foam, and then we'll have to bring the backer paper to it and lay it down. Otherwise, they'll just take off running all over the place. And you can ask me how I know, because I've done it before. So I just took some packaging and used that for my acetate window. I just die cut it out. I don't know if you noticed when I was doing all the die cutting, I just stuck the die on. I actually just threw it on the package, and then I wound up with 2 layers, and I just pulled them apart. So these trees I think look really pretty, and I'm just going to cluster them on here. And they've got the little shading on there, and it'll just add some interest to the inside of our snow globe. Now, I don't know if they put their snowman on the inside of their shaker. I felt like they didn't. I'm not. I'm going to put mine on the outside. We're going to put our trees and our little shaker dots on the inside, and then we'll put our snowman on the outside of our snow globe. And, you know, in theory, your snow globe is going to be on the inside, but this is just a, you know, kind of a faux snow globe, so to speak. Anyway, so I need a little tiny piece. I've got a little gap there, and if I leave that open, those balls are going to, those dots are going to escape out of there. So I just took the tiniest little bit and poked it in there. We're just going to pull these backer things off, so that if I laid those dots on there and I pulled these off, they'd be hopping all over the place. They already do anyway. And so I'm just going to get all this off and get it ready. And I've got a mixture. I've got the light blue and I've got some white ones. And so I'm just going to sprinkle a good amount into my window, and then we'll bring our back panel to it and try to get it laid down. And I think I do a pretty good job of getting it lined up. I'm chasing one down here, trying to get a hold of it. And I've got some on my foam tape already. That is something that happens. And so I'm going to kind of give them a push down. I'm just trying to get it lined up nice and neat. And there we go. We've got a fun shaker window, even without the snowman on there. I think it's super fun. Okay, now I've got this gift card holder, which is, you know, kind of the premise of their product, and I can see it peeking out the back, which theirs did, but I can see the back side of how I die cut it out, and you know how it kind of has some markings from your plates or whatever. So I'm going to take this piece that I've got here is not big enough, but I'll grab another one, and I'm just going to die cut out another panel, and we'll back this with it. And we'll have a good looking back to it. And I've got that piece cut out now. So we'll just flip it over, and now we'll have that nice little frame around there like we have on it. And it'll cover up kind of the back side of that piece. And it'll actually be extra sturdy, and we're going to have that, you know, the pretty blue showing behind there instead of the white. And so then we're just going to get this laid down on here, just like that. And we have created a snow globe shaker with a gift card attached. And I think it's quite nice. It's very pretty. And I'm sure we can use this because we do a little bit of gift cards with the kids for Christmas. I made a couple of really fun Santa mug gift card holders the other day, and so this will be one more, and I think I'm going to need even another gift card holder as well, because I think we've got 4 gift cards that we want to give away. There may be more than that, but at this point this is what we have ready. So I'm just using that. I don't even know, not sure what that piece is for. It's from a Pink and Main die set, but you could use anything. You could just cut, you know, a 1-inch strip the size that you needed just to create your base, and then glue it on there. You could actually score it and fold it over like I have here, but I think it creates a nice snow globe base. And then what I plan to do is just tuck that snowman down in there. We'll get some glue on it and just tuck him in. Give him a good press. And I think it's super cute. Now we've got these snowflakes here, and this one actually die cuts out a whole bunch of little pieces, and I had thick enough cardstock that they didn't immediately release, so I'm going to spend a minute and poke these out, and then on the second one I won't bother to poke them out. And then that'll give us 2 similar snowflakes, but not exactly the same, because we all know that 2 snowflakes are not the same. So I'll get a little bit of glue on here, and we'll get it laid down on our acetate, And then this one I left all the bits and pieces in, and we're going to glue it down. And I think I bring in some more. You got to give it a shake. You can't have a shaker without shaking it. I think I'm going to bring in some more of those embellishments. And of course our cinnamon, and I'm just grabbing my little Christmas. This is just a little, I don't know, it's a container that has a snap-on lid, and I've got all these Christmas cinnamons in there. I've got So Much Fun there that I laid down, and then I've got Merry Christmas to All, and I thought that would be fun. And it was die cut out in some lighter blue with some dark blue ink, and I thought it would fit nicely with this, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to take a couple more of these gems and lay them on the center of our snowflakes. And then this will pretty much finish off our little Santa shaker gift card holder. And I think it's a pretty good replica. So let me know what you think in the comment box below. Was it a hit or a miss? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.